just about everybody. We're just waiting on Chloe, Dom, and Elise. So we will see if they make it. Oh, and Savannah. There's Savannah coming in. Just about everybody. We're just waiting on. Good deal. All right. So, hey guys, I'm pretty excited for reading today. Hopefully everybody makes it because I kind of need everybody to be here for what I've got planned. Okay. So thank you all for getting here on time. Dom, we lost you towards the end of math. Where were you?
He's trying to get out of the house from the front door.
Okay.
She's still a puppy, so we don't want her to run away.
Okay. All right, well, I need you to stay in this time. You got to stay in the whole class. We need you. Okay. So yesterday we did a Nearpod. You need to make sure that that is turned in on Google Classroom for the Blood on the River Nearpod for chapters 5 and 6. Today, we are going to do a little activity to continue reviewing chapters 5 and 6. And this is what that activity is going to be. So hang on, let me just check that everybody came to reading class. My first check of reading class. So we've got everybody, I think. Yep, because Elise is here now. And we've got Dom. So we've got just about everybody. I think we're missing. I think we're missing somebody. Who are we missing? Let me double check. We're just missing Camilla and Mateo and Fatima. Chloe, that's who's still not here. Okay, but we've got just about everybody except for Chloe here, who is supposed to be here for now. Okay, good. That makes me so happy to have everybody here that's supposed to be here. Okay, so I'm going to be splitting you into groups. You're either going to have 2 or 3 partners. Most likely you will have 2 partners. I'm excited because what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign each group a couple pages of chapter 5 and 6. And here is what you are going to do. You are going to talk about the pages that you and your partner have been assigned. So for example, I'll pretend to be my own partner and I'm going to say that I have been assigned the first 3 pages of chapter 5. So pages 26, 27, and 28. So in the first 3 pages of chapter 5, let's see, Captain Smith and Samuel are talking about how Samuel can read, right? They talk about how Samuel can read, and Captain Smith is surprised that he can read. And there was also that moment where Samuel shows that he's mistrustful because he doesn't tell Captain Smith everything. And we learn a little bit more about Captain Smith. We learn that he knows that when Julius Caesar was put in prison, he wrote and says that he's going to do the same. So Captain Smith seems like he's doing all right. Seems like he kind of knows what's going on, even though he's in chains right now. And that would kind of be what I would how I would summarize those pages. And then my partner and I would act out in some way what happened on those 3 pages. So what me and my partner might do, we might pick up like a little notebook and grab a pen. And this is what I would do for my little miniature scene. I would it'd be writing and looking maybe a little confused, but I'm writing in a journal like Captain Smith was in those pages. So what you're going to be doing with your partner is you are going to summarize what important event happened on your pages in the book, okay? And you're going to be telling those to the class when we come back. So you're going to summarize the important things that happened on the pages that I assigned to you of the book. And then you are going to be Hang on. And then you're going to just choose like something to do. It can be like a pose. It can be like a 2-second little like action thing that you do. So you could be like looking and then you could like point, like maybe they found land or something, but or like maybe you are pretending to be like, get a tissue. Let's say maybe you're like pretending to clean off like the blade of a sword or something. I don't know. Get creative with your little thing. It doesn't need to be like an actual scene from a play. You're not really acting. You're just going to come up with something short, very short, that shows basically what happened in the scene that you have been assigned. And you're going to explain to the class just what happened on those couple of pages. Everybody gets like 3 pages, like 2 or 3 pages from the book to describe to the class. Who just left? Dom.
He has really bad internet. I went to his house once and he has bad internet. So yeah.
Well, he better get that figured out because he is being marked as missing class every time he's gone. Shoo! Okay, well, that's okay. The group that he was going to be in is just now going to be 2 people instead of 3. So only one of the groups has 3 people. Okay, so that group, it'll be fine. So, okay, I've assigned the groups. Okay, you are going to, any questions about what you're supposed to do? You and your partners are going to kind of summarize, figure out what happened on those couple of pages. Okay, you are going to tell the class when you get back. So you've got to be ready to tell the class like what happened on those pages, like what was important for Samuel or Captain Smith. That's who we're focusing on right now. So you're going to tell what was important, okay, on those couple of pages. And this is chapters 5 and 6. We're still talking about 5 and 6. That's what we talked about yesterday. So nope, it has nothing to do with chapter 7. You're reading chapters 7 and 8 today during your independent reading time. Okay, this is just 5 and 6. So if you're ready, I hope you have a pen or pencil so you can write down the pages that your group is supposed to do. Are you ready? So remember, you're just kind of summarizing, getting ready to tell the class very briefly, like 1 sentence, what happens on those couple of pages, and then you're gonna like act something out. So maybe you're like pretending to splash around in the water like the boys do in that one scene, or you're spotting land from the boat, or you're scared because you don't know anything, or the only things you know about Native Americans are that they're dangerous and scary. So maybe that's what's happening. But you're just gonna come up with like something to do to represent what happens in the scene. Okay? All right, I'm really excited about this, you guys. I love doing stuff like this. So my first group, listen up. My first group is Gus, Jackson, and Keon. Do you hear me? Gus, Jackson, Keon. Okay. Gus, Jackson, Keon. You all are doing pages. You all are my only 3-person group right now, so I'm giving you all pages 35, 36, 37, and 38. Okay, so that starts on that's the start of chapter 6. 35, 36, 37, and 38 are your pages. Okay, so that's Gus, Jackson, and Keon. I'm going to go ahead and open all the breakout rooms, but don't go until I've told you what pages you have. So Gus, Jackson, and Keon are the only ones who can go ahead and join their breakout room. Okay, next up, I've got Edwin and Sylvia. Edwin and Sylvia, listen up. You all have pages 29, 30, 31, and 32. Okay, so 29 through 32, that's Sylvia and Edwin. You all can go ahead and go to your breakout rooms if you've got that written down. Okay, my next group is Evie and Lila. Evie and Lila, you all have pages 33 and 34. Okay, Evie and Lila, you have pages 33 and 34. Okay, next up, I've got Graham and Maggie. Are you listening? Graham and Maggie, you all have pages 39, 40, and 41. Okay, you've got pages 39, 40, and 41. Okay, then I've got Elise and Hayden. Elise and Hayden, are you listening? Here's your pages. Okay, Elise and Hayden, you all are going to come up with something for pages 42, 43, and 44. Okay, 42, 43, and 44. And then finally, Riley and Savannah, you all have pages 45 and 46. Pages 45 and 46. Okay. All right. Elise, you got to go to your breakout room. Maggie, go ahead and go to your breakout room. Hello, hello. I hope everybody's ready. We're giving the other groups just another minute, and then they're going to come join us. I'm excited to see what everybody came up with for their summary and their brief action. If you all want, the next thing we're going to work on, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you about it. So we started a little like notepad on my smartboard of character traits that we were coming up with. And I decided to make it a little simpler, and I'm going to make it into a Word document or a Google Doc. And I've actually already shared this with you as a material in Google Classroom. And that way you all can have this pulled up and you can kind of like see me typing in it as I add things, and you all can kind of participate that way. So this is going to be our running list of character traits. So that is what we're going to be working on today. Blood on the River, character traits. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call everybody back from the breakout rooms so that we can get started, okay? So we'll give them a second to come back. Let's see, where is Trust no one. All right. Just about everybody's back, I think. Okay, looks like everybody's back. That's awesome. Okay, guys. So I will begin. So on pages 26, 27, and 28, they are on the ship. They're on the ship, and that's when they first are seeing land. For the first time in weeks, they are seeing land. They see huge mountains. Some of the sailors go to the shore, but he has this conversation with Captain Smith, who's just chained up by his ankles at this point, because Captain Smith is writing something. And so Samuel goes over to him and is kind of like taking a peek at what he's writing. And that makes Captain Smith ask, well, do you know how to read? And he asks him like some questions about how he learned how to read. And we get that moment where Samuel shows that he's mistrustful because he doesn't really tell everything to Captain Smith. And then we learn about Captain Smith, who says he is going to write. You know, he's going to spend his time writing. He thinks it's an important thing to do to record what's happening, which definitely gives us a little look into Captain Smith's character and the kind of person he is. He thinks that writing is important, you know, even though he's a commoner. And he seems like he's a good planner. He seems like he's a good planner because there's a line where it says, in a strange way, even though he is still a prisoner, Captain Smith seems to be winning the battle. And my little action for this moment would be writing and kind of looking confused, and then maybe some more writing. And that's those first couple pages. So now let's move on to page 29 through 33. That was, I believe, Edwin and Sylvia. Take it away.
They're getting close to land, except they don't really know it. And so the sailors, sailors are telling each other rumors, and the boys hear them. But soon they see land. And then they see natives coming towards their ship, so they get ready. So they're very scared. But Captain Newport says they're not Spanish barbarians, and they will only attack if the natives attack first. And he also calls to go get Captain Smith, even if he is a prisoner.
Okay, Edwin, can you get your camera on so that you all can show us your little acted out thing that you came up with? Edwin. There you are. Okay, so what did you all come up with as a little action to represent what's happening in this scene?
Just to act like that we're scared of like the natives.
What would that look like, Edwin? Ah, okay. Okay, thank you all. Thank you all for that, that summary and that brief moment of wonderful acting. Thank you. Okay, so the next group, oh, Gus is back. Okay, the next group had pages, where'd my list go? Well, I know the next group started on page 33. So the next group started on page 33. That would be, oh, yeah. That would be Lila and
Evie.
Evie. Yeah, Lila and Evie. Okay, let's hear your description of the pages you all were assigned.
So at the first part of it, Samuel was scared and because he thought the Indians were coming, and they were. He didn't think they were gonna do something to him, and but then he felt relieved because he saw that John Smith was talking to them. And then on other page, he was wondering how, in what language he was speaking to the Indians with. And that's it.
Okay, so what was your all's little action for this to represent this scene? Okay, a little scared. I love it. I love it. Good job, girls. Okay. Thank you all for that description and a little bit of acting. I loved it. So the next group had the start of chapter 6. That was pages 35 through 38. That was pages 35 through 38. Okay. So that group, I believe, was Gus, Jackson, and Keon. So
Did you
Gus,
say the beginning of chapter 5?
chapter 6, pages 35, 36, 37, and 38.
Okay.
So what happens at the start of chapter 6 on those pages that you all read? Let's hear your brief summary or description. Go ahead, Gus.
So what happened on 35 to 39 was they found land, and they traded with the Indians from the canoes, and they I was going to do the tree chop down one, like when the people were chopping down the trees, but that wasn't on page
Gus,
3.
it sounds like you're talking about all of chapter 6. You all were just supposed to cover pages 35, 36, 37,
That's what I was
38.
trying to say. I was going to do the tree one, but that's when I realized
Okay.
we're only allowed to do those couple of pages. So through 30, for beginning of chapter 6 through I think 38 or 39, it's like where they find a strip of land, and James and Richard are playing in the water, and they're playing in the water, and then Richard's like, "Come in here, you prune head," or whatever he calls him, and then he's like, "Ah!" Kind of just throws his shirt off, kind of that.
Okay, I think you're starting to get into page 39. So pages 35, 36, 37, and 38 was just them coming to land, coming to shore.
Yes.
You know, they talk about how everything, the sky and water are so blue. It's very different. They talk about how it's very different from England. And it talks about some of there's like a whale. There's a moment where a whale surfaces the water and sprays water up into the air. And they also see a shark, I think, or a swordfish.
Thrasher shark and a swordfish.
Yeah, thrasher shark and a swordfish. So yeah, there's just some moments of nature that we see in those first couple pages. Did you all come up with an action to go along with your pages?
Yeah, I did like a rowing boat thing, kind of, where it's like they're kind of rowing the boat to land.
Okay, Jackson and Keon, were you all with it? Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Keon, for sending me messages in the chat. But in the future, guys, I need you all to be more, Jackson and Keon, I need you guys to participate more in small group work. If I put you into a breakout room, you need to have your camera on, you need to have your microphone off, and you need to be talking with your group, okay? Gus shouldn't have had to do all of the talking here. Okay, I also should have seen you all.
They did do other things too. They did do other things too.
All right. Well, in the future, make sure you turn your cameras on when it's your group's turn, okay? All right, let's see. The next group had pages 39, 40, and 41. That was, that was Graham and Maggie, I think.
Yeah.
It was Graham and Maggie. All right.
So Graham, how about I can tell them, and then do you want to show her the movement that we did?
Sure.
All right, let's hear it.
So we kind of went off of page 40 a lot. Like, I'm gonna read what we got from it. Well, pretty much what we did, what there was them splashing in the water, and then it says that like they took off their shirts and were splashing in the water, and then we have them putting back on their shirts and going back on the like the boat or like the land, and them swinging the hatchet. So
Graham, what was the motion you all came up with?
Them swimming and then putting the shirt on and then just swinging the hatchet.
Nice, nice. All right, so the next section that we talked about was 42, 43, and 44. 42, 43, and 44. That was Elise and Hayden.
So what we did is on page 43, we found the part where the men chopped down the poisonous wood. So and then we did an act. Well, we like cut down the wood and then we like
and then they found it.
put our arms like this,
Yeah, like
that, like screaming for help.
well, they're scared for the burning.
What was your motion again? Can I see that again?
Like throwing our.
So we were chopping down the wood, and then they were like,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
screaming for help.
Okay, great. Thank you, Elise and Hayden. Thank you for that. And in that moment of craziness and the men getting burned by the poisonous wood, who knows what to do in that situation? Who is the calm voice in that situation?
Captain Smith.
Captain Smith. Yep, he tells them what to do to feel better. He stays calm and he kind of resolves the situation. Okay, so then pages 45 and 46, the end of chapter 6. That was my last group. Riley and Savannah, what can you tell me about pages 45 and 46? Riley and Savannah.
Our summary that we came up with was Samuel wonders why Captain Smith doesn't beat him for his simple mistake.
Okay, and so what does Captain do instead of beating him for his simple mistake? What does Captain Smith do?
Shows him the correct way to do it so that he won't get hurt the next time. And he's surprised. Samuel surprised.
Yeah, so you might say from this scene, we can see that Captain Smith is merciful and a reasonable man. You know, he doesn't have a quick temper, he doesn't get angry easily. Okay, so what is your motion for this?
Riley has the motion, I think.
Motion. He can cut his finger off. Like him getting his finger cut.
Uh-oh, Riley, you froze, bud. You froze.
Yeah. The action is him cutting his finger off.
Okay, all right.
This.
Okay, so I'm moving everybody into new breakout rooms. We're going to go into 2 breakout rooms, and we are going to talk about Captain Smith and Samuel. and we're going to see if we can come up with some new character traits. You can say ones that we've said before, but we're going to go into two groups. We're going to go into two groups. If you have a notebook with you, you're going to want it so you can write down what your group comes up with. But one group is going to be talking about Captain Smith and some of his character traits, and the other group will be talking about Samuel and his character traits. And you will be, you can support these with evidence from the section that you and your partner talked about. Okay, so be thinking about some character traits that you could use to describe Captain Smith and Samuel. Okay, so let me double check my groups. Okay, so I'm gonna open my breakout rooms and then let's see. Mr. Newsome, can you and your group talk about, can you have them talk about Samuel and some of his character traits? And the students will need to come up with them.
Yes.
Character traits for Samuel. Okay, I'll do Captain Smith with my group.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right, everybody who's in the main room, go to your breakout room. Go to your breakout room. Riley Jackson, go, go, go. Riley Jackson Graham, go. Go to your breakout rooms.
I'm gonna send it in the chat and stick it in my probably
Okay. There it is. All right, so there is an assignment in Google Classroom. Okay. There's an assignment in Google Classroom that we're going to be working on here in just a minute. Did somebody just leave? Did somebody just leave the meeting? Or somebody just joined the meeting? All right, let's close all these breakout rooms so everybody can come back. So be ready for that.
Mr. Newsome.
Okay. Okay, it's probably Mr. Newsom. Busy. Bye. Okay, welcome back, guys. So I'm interested to hear in what your groups came up with. So I'm going to be working in that Google Doc. I'm going to be working in that Google Doc that I shared with everybody. So if you go to Google Classroom and you scroll down, whoop, that's not Google Classroom. If you go to Google Classroom and you scroll down through today's classwork, you will see something called Schwabians, something called Blood on the River character traits. Okay, it's Schwabians Blood on the River character traits. It's a material that you all can look at. It's a Google Doc, and I'm going to be typing in it. So we've got some examples of, these are ones that we came up with as a class that that we already came up with as a class. So here we've got, I cannot find the page where he says that his motto is trust no one. There it is, page 17. So that's page 17. Keeps information from Captain Smith. So these are some examples here. He keeps information from Captain Smith on page 27. Page 27. So those are examples of him being mistrustful. Some other things that we had were irritable, he's a loner, he's strong, he's calm, he's bold. But we didn't find evidence for those. I'm interested to hear what some of the things you all came up with for Samuel were. So I'd like to hear from Mr. Newsom's group. What were some examples of Samuel being whatever your character traits were you came up with? Oh, lots of hands. I love this. Okay, Hayden, let's hear one.
So the character trait I came up for Samuel was stubborn, since he really never he doesn't really want help from anybody, and he just keeps a lot of things to himself.
Okay, he didn't really want help from anybody. He keeps a lot of things to himself. Okay. All right, did you find was there any evidence, or what example did you talk about that showed he was stubborn?
Well, the part when Captain Smith is writing and he tells Samuel if he can write, and Samuel didn't tell that much about if he can write.
Okay. And wait, what was your character trait again? Stubborn?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe this one can be that there's stubborn. We don't really have a specific example, but we know there's examples in the text of him being stubborn. And we could just say doesn't share much about himself. Like he doesn't really want to tell people much about himself, or yeah. Okay. Does not share much. Okay, what was one that you had, Gus?
I actually wrote it all down on a piece of paper because that's what I was supposed to do.
That's
So,
wonderful. Thank you, Gus, for doing that.
This is all the things that our group came up with. Nice, helpful, stubborn, mistrustful, a loner, ruthless, strong, and that's all of them.
Okay, can you give me an example of just one of those, like from the text?
I'm gonna do loner since it's right in the beginning of the text. He says he doesn't need any friends now that he's on the streets. And usually a loner means it comes from a pretty poor family, plus they were kicked out of the poorhouse, whatever that is, since, I'm not in England. But a poorhouse, I'm guessing, is like a rundown apartment, I'm guessing. Poor house. And he's on the streets and he sleeps, in the very beginning of the book, he sleeps near a boat dock area, I think, like a fishing dock.
Okay. All
So
right.
that's one
So
example of a loner.
Okay.
And my connection's unstable.
Mainly in chapter 1, we see a lot of evidence of him being a loner is in chapter 1, right? Okay, Savannah, yes, what do you have for us?
Mine was ruthless, and I said that because he always wants to go with the older kids that are like stronger than him because they take more of the food, and he always wants to go with them like he did when he wanted to go into the forest before they got like hurt with that sap poisoning stuff.
Okay. So you said ruthless was the word for him? Okay. I'm going to put that with bold. I'm going to put bold and ruthless together because I would say that wants to be with go/be with bigger kids. With like into the forest, like when he wants to go into the forest. Okay. Any other examples from the text that show some of these character traits of Samuel? Also, thank you to those of you who are in the document right now. I see Gus is here, Maggie's here, Savannah's here, Evie's here, Edwin's in here, and Sylvia's in here. That's good that you all are in this Google Doc with me because I can tell that you're looking at the character traits while I type them. So thank you all for being smart. Okay, any other examples? Any other examples for Samuel? Graham, go ahead.
Another example, I just gotta say, so I got kicked out before we were doing the breakout rooms. Yeah, and so I don't know if we're supposed to, if we're gonna be doing the Captain versus Samuel thing, or
We are. We're gonna do that all together here in just a sec.
Okay, I was making sure that we haven't done it yet because I got kicked out.
All right, guys. Okay, so let's hear some about Captain Smith. Captain Smith, people from my group who would like to share something we talked about for Captain Smith. I've heard a lot from Sylvia, so I'd like to hear from Elise. Can you tell me one?
He's trustful or trustworthy.
Trustworthy. Okay, trustworthy. And what was a reason that he is trustworthy? Oh, I see some more people are joining this document. That's very smart of you guys. What was an example of him, like what makes Captain Smith trustworthy? Maybe how he doesn't beat Samuel at the end of chapter 6. or how he doesn't, let's see, how he knows what to do. He knows what to do in that situation with the poison trees. Those might show how he's trustworthy. I'm just gonna write, doesn't beat Samuel. Okay, another example from that group. Let's see, who can give me another character trait of Captain Smith? Captain Smith. All right, I'll let Sylvia give me one. Go ahead, Sylvia.
He's cunning.
Cunning. I love that word to describe people. Cunning. What makes him cunning? What is an example?
He let the other gentlemen and sailors believe that he could speak the native language when he really just used sign motions that really everyone can do.
So yeah, he let others believe he could speak to natives. Let's see, that was on page 34 where that happens. Okay, there's definitely some other examples in here of him being cunning, but we can think of those as we go. Any other words that you could use? Captain Smith. Captain Smith. I'm going to also put clever here, because that was one we came up with for him. Anything else? Ooh, lots of people are coming into this document now. That's very smart of you all. This is a good resource for you. This is our running list of character traits. It's very smart. Okay, let's see. For Captain Smith, can I hear one from Maggie? Can you tell me one? Hello. Maggie, are you there? How about Keon? Keon, can you tell me one for Captain Smith? There we go. That's the one I was hoping for. Okay, thank you, Keon. So Keon just said in the chat, he said quick-witted. Quick-witted. And what would be a good example of Captain Smith being quick-witted? He's a quick thinker. He's quick on his feet. Sylvia, what's an example?
He tells them, like, when the guys cut into the tree and get with the sap, he tells them to quickly go to the bath to see if that might help.
Yep. So he stops Reverend Hunt from getting burned by picking up the hatchet, and tells injured men to wash off in the baths. So he knows what to do in that situation where everybody is burning from those poisonous trees. Okay. Any other examples for Captain Smith? I know we said he was smart, so cunning, clever, smart, and quick-witted all kind of fall under the same category, sort of. What about, does he like get freaked out in stressful situations or dangerous situations? Or how has he behaved every time we've seen him in one of those dangerous situations? Hayden, how does he behave? Yeah, he's calm. He stays calm in stressful situations. There are like probably too many examples from the text to count. Pretty much every time we've seen Captain Smith, except for when Master Wingfield was like getting in his face and accusing him. Other than that, like Captain Smith has pretty much remained calm throughout the story so far. So yeah, he is really good at staying calm in stressful situations. So there's the communicating with natives. He was calm then. He was calm. He was calm when he was locked in chains. He was just sitting there writing, very calmly writing in his journal. And then he was also calm. Well, he was kind of calm. I guess he sort of yelled, but Yeah. He kind of yells that, so he's not exactly calm, but he's calm in most situations. So there we go. We've got a bunch of words for, I believe strong was another one that my group came up with, was that he was strong. He is a strong person. Okay, well, I think we also said that he's not the most trusting. He kind of relies on himself a lot. Captain Smith doesn't really trust a lot of people. He very clearly doesn't trust any of the gentlemen, I don't think. Now let's take a look at your assignment for today. If you go to Google Classroom and scroll down below the character traits document that I shared with you, there's an assignment that I believe Miss Furnish posted. I believe it was posted by Miss Furnish. And if you go click on it, which nobody from my class should have this turned in already. Yeah, I don't know why anybody from my class would have this turned in already. Riley, you clicked turn in on this assignment, but it's blank. Why would you click turn in? Don't click turn in until you've done it. So please go ahead and, or I'll just return it to you. There we go. Okay. So let's talk about Captain Smith versus Samuel. So we're making a little Venn diagram of them both. We're making a little Venn diagram, and you have to give 3 character traits for Captain Smith. You have to give 3 character traits for Samuel, and then you have to give 2 for both of them, because we already gave you 1. We already gave you 1 for both of them, and that's clever. We said that they're both clever. So you all have got to write down 3 character traits for Samuel and 3 character traits for Captain Smith, and then 2 for both. I'm going to give you all about 5 minutes to work on this, and then we're going to start our writing, okay? We're going to do our writing before lunch. So you've got about 5 minutes to work on this assignment. You don't have to put the examples from the text, you just have to write the words. So you're giving 3 character traits that are just for Samuel, 3 character traits that are just for Captain Smith, and in the middle, you are giving 2 character traits that both of them have. Okay. We made that document all together, so you can definitely look back to that. Everybody has that Word document, that Google Doc available if they don't know. Hey, Chloe, we missed you during reading. Where were you?
My mom had to go to the doctor's.
Okay. All right, so Chloe, if you look in Google Classroom, there is a Google Doc that says Schwabian's character traits running list. And that is a running list that we have started of character traits and evidence from the text that prove those character traits for Samuel and Captain Smith. So if you look at that, you can use those that we came up with as a class to answer today's reading assignment, which is also in Google Classroom. And it's called Captain Smith versus Samuel. And it looks like this. It's a Venn diagram, okay? So you can use that Google Doc that we all worked on to help you with this. Ooh, somebody else is making their way back. All right, you all have a couple more minutes. You'll have about 3 more minutes working on this. So you are typing in character traits, 3 character traits for Samuel, 3 character traits for Captain Smith and then 2 for both of them, because clever has already been added as a character trait for both of them for us. All right, let's see how we're doing. Okay, you guys got about 2 minutes to finish up this assignment. You got 2 minutes to finish this up. These are looking good. I'm looking at them over on my end. Riley, you have to do 2 in the middle. Where is he? Did he leave the meeting? He left the meeting. Okay. I'm not done with you all for today. We still have writing to do. Okay. Camilla, I'm not sure why you and Mateo are coming back. Hey, Camilla and Mateo, did Miss Mendez not tell you all to stay with her? So
No, she ended the meeting.
she ended, okay, so you all are supposed to work on Imagine Learning right now. Okay,
Okay.
but you don't need to come back to this meeting for reading, okay? You can just work on Imagine Learning.
Okay.
Okay, but you can stay in here if you want. Let's see. Okay, I'm checking on your all's assignments. They're looking pretty good. Don't forget to do 2 in the middle. Don't forget to do 2 more in the middle. Okay. Where's Maggie? Maggie's not in here. Okay. These look good. Okay, a couple people are starting to finish up. So we are going to
I hope you die in fire.
okay, guys. I see a couple people who haven't started on the assignment. Hopefully you know where to find it. It's in Google Classroom. It's in Google Classroom under today's classwork. It's called Captain Smith versus Samuel, Blood on the River, Chapter 5 and 6, Jamboard. All right, let's continue on. Let's continue on. Okay. So try to wrap that up. Elise, do you know where to find the assignment? Do you not know where to find the assignment? It's in Google Classroom under today's classwork.
Miss Schwab,
Yes.
do we have to do the second page slide? Like the second slide of it?
What is the second slide? Is there a second slide?
There's 3 slides to the Jamboard thing.
Yeah, we will probably work on that more tomorrow because we are just kind of running out of time today. So we'll probably finish that up tomorrow because we don't have time to get that text evidence in there today. For today, I just want you writing the words.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're gonna have to fix the due date because it's due today.
All right, I'll fix that. I will fix that. Okay, guys. So everybody should be putting in some character traits for both, and then 2 character traits for both, and then 3 character traits that each of them have individually. Okay. Give me 1 minute, and we will look at. So you all have an assignment called Writing Together Tuesday. You all have a writing assignment called Together Tuesday. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Okay, we might have to finish this tomorrow, but we can start Together Tuesday today. So we're going to start with Together Tuesday, and we'll finish it up tomorrow because we are just running out of time. So I'm going to move some of these assignments around on Google Classroom. But if you pull up that Together Tuesday assignment, I will pull it up on my computer so that I can share my screen with everybody and we'll take a look at it. So yesterday, we read a great example of some opinion writing. We read a great example of some opinion writing and we highlighted the different sections of the writing. We highlighted the different sections of the writing. Today, we are going to look at the thesis we're going to look at the thesis and the reason pretty closely. So let me pull this up. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Come on. Okay, my Google Classroom is not wanting to pull up this assignment. Hello, Google Classroom. So everybody should have this assignment in their Google Classroom under today's classwork called Writing Together Tuesday. And wow, my Google Classroom is not wanting to work. There we go. All right, now I've got it open. There we go. Okay, so we'll just take a look at it and we'll finish this tomorrow. So our focus this week is to learn how to write a thesis with a reason. Okay, how to write a thesis with 2 reasons more specifically. Yesterday we worked on highlighting different sections of a paragraph. We worked on highlighting different sections of a paragraph. We highlighted the thesis and we highlighted the reasons. And today we are going to work on it with a classmate. Well, this will be tomorrow when we work on it, but I'm going to put you with a classmate. You're going to brainstorm a thesis or an opinion with some reasons that support it. We're going to be brainstorming a thesis or an opinion with some reasons that support it, okay? And wow, my computer really doesn't want to work today, but basically we are learning how to write a thesis with reasons and evidence. So you are going to talk with a partner tomorrow about a book, okay? And you're going to come up with an opinion on a book, okay? So you're going to ask each other, or you're going to be thinking about questions with a partner about a book. Okay, so we are going to just exit out of this because my computer, for some reason, is starting to glitch very badly. But we will get into that writing a little more tomorrow. So we're going to be doing Tuesday and Wednesday writing tomorrow a little bit. Okay, so don't worry about the writing Tuesday, the Together Tuesday writing assignment. But you do need to make sure that you get the Venn diagram done today because we'll also finish that up tomorrow. I need a couple things. If you struggled with math this morning, or if you did not finish your quick check or some part of math, you need to come see me at 1:30. You need to come see me at 1:30. We're going to do some extra multiplication practice, okay, at 1:30 today. So please come to that. All right. And then at 1 o'clock, Elise, I need you to come finish your math test. Okay. I need you to come finish your math test at 1 o'clock today. Okay, not 1:30 because that's when I'm doing some extra math help. So I need you to come at 1 o'clock. Give me a thumbs up so I know you heard me. All right. Okay, guys. That is all I've got for you this morning. I will see you at 1:30 or 2 o'clock for social studies. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good lunch.